Hi, everyone. If your baby is waking up every 2 hours all night long, midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., this is one of the most common sleep struggles I see. And there are a few very specific reasons why it is happening. And in this video, I'm going to walk you exactly through that. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos, hi, I'm Jensine. I am a mom of 3. I am a certified sleep consultant, certified postpartum doula, and help parents just like you get the sleep that you need. So there are 2 big reasons that this happens. If you have a newborn, it is completely normal for your baby to wake every 2 to 3 hours so they can get in all of the ounces that they need to grow and develop as we would want them to. But once we get to around 3 months old, we really want them to start moving away from waking up every 2 to 3 hours to being able to do longer stretches at night. So by 3 months, our goal would be to have about 1 overnight feed with about 6-hour stretches on each side. And then for older babies, waking up every 2 hours is still common, but it's definitely fixable. Babies naturally have a short sleep cycle during the day, about 45 to 30 to 45 minutes. And then it's about a little bit longer at night, about 90 minutes. So waking between these cycles is biologically normal. However, we would love them to be able to link those cycles together without needing any support, just as you do. So every single person wakes up at night. You roll over, you fluff your pillow, you check the time, and you go back to sleep. For our little ones, they may not have the skills to get themselves back to sleep. So our job as parents is to help them when they wake up that every 2-hour cycle to be able to get themselves back to sleep without needing our physical support. So if they go to bed relying on feeding or rocking, they're going to need it every single time they wake up. And that is the biggest cause of your child waking every 2 hours overnight. But do not worry, because this is something that we can very easily and very quickly fix, especially the younger that your child is. So when they have sleep associations such as feeding to sleep, rocking to sleep, a pacifier dependency that they are not able to use on their own. So pacifier dependency is fine. It is a sleep prop, but eventually many children learn to use it on their own. They can find it during the night. They can replace it back. It's great. But when they're either motorically not ready to do that, they're 4 or 5 months, aren't able to find it and replace it on their own, or they've never learned to do that, they're going to expect you to be able to do it with them all night long. So we really need to help them at the beginning of the night move away from these sleep associations so they can learn how to get themselves back to sleep in the middle of the night every time they wake up. There are other things that sometimes come up, such as being overtired or undertired, but I always first check how they are falling asleep before we look into anything else, because that's usually like 80% of the time what's going on and why a child is waking up every 2 hours overnight. But then if we dive a little bit deeper and find they are going into the crib 100% awake, they're getting themselves to sleep, they know how to self-soothe, then we look at schedule issues to see, are they overtired, meaning that they're wired and frequently waking up overnight, or they're undertired and they don't have enough sleep pressure and it's taking them a very long time to get to sleep, and then are waking up early in the morning because essentially they just run out of sleep. So schedule imbalance can be a major contributor to frequent wakings, especially if they're overtired and their cortisol levels are higher. It makes it harder for them to really fall into that deep sleep. But again, we always check how they are initially falling asleep to make sure that it's not that. It could also be hunger. Newborns, it's going to be real, true hunger. Totally normal, something that we would expect, and we want to feed your newborn every single time they wake up. Older children, again, 3 months and older babies, it could be habit and not necessarily a need. So this is a very important distinction to make in exactly what I do with parents. So we can find that line between when is your baby genuinely hungry and need to be fed, and when are they eating maybe out of habit, not knowing how to get themselves to sleep, or just soothing skills. So we really have to pinpoint how can we wean down these feeds in a way that feels good to the parent, good to the baby. No one is worried about your baby being hungry, but we're also getting to the point where they, unless they are genuinely hungry, they are not waking up for a feed. Often we will see babies sleep better before midnight, and then after midnight, we're getting to a lighter stage of sleep. We're having more wake ups because sleep pressure drops and melatonin decreases. So if this is you and you're thinking, oh my God, this is exactly what's happening to us, then this just solidifies that this is the video for you and that you need to be able to help your child learn these skills early in the night so that when that lighter sleep pressure happens, they know exactly what to do to get themselves back to sleep and they're not struggling because maybe they're doing really well at bedtime. You're able to feed them to sleep, you transfer them in, everything is going great. But when this lighter sleep happens, the sleep pressure is dropping, the melatonin is decreasing, they don't have the skills to keep themselves asleep. So that is why we often, when I work one-to-one with families, we blow up bedtime a little bit so we can get them really, really solid independent sleep skills. So we know that when they wake up in the earlier morning hours, they'll know exactly what to do. So if you are waking up like clockwork every 2 hours, if your child needs help to fall back to sleep every single time they wake up, if they maybe fall asleep easily, this is what I was just talking about, but they can't stay asleep, or that first stretch is longer, but then everything falls apart, this video is for you and I need you to keep watching. So again, we're gonna go through the step-by-step fixes to make this very, very clear. Your first step is going to be to look at how your baby falls asleep and ensure that they fall asleep independently. The second thing we're going to do is adjust schedule. We're going to make sure they're getting enough daytime sleep, but not too much, and that their wake windows, actually their set schedule, if they are older than 4 months old, is appropriate for their age. We're going to make sure that they're consistent at bedtime. It's always the same routine and you're following the exact same response when they wake up. And then we're going to wean off those feeds if they are using them for support and not to actually curb hunger. Because your baby is not broken. Your parenting is amazing. They just haven't learned yet how to connect those sleep cycles. So if you are feeling like you've done the things, you're not really sure what to do next, all you have to do is comment help below. We can set up a call, make sure that we have gone through this checklist to hit everything and make sure your baby is doing the right thing. Maybe you know exactly where you guys are having trouble and that sticking point, and you're just not sure how to move past that. That is exactly what I do. There are so many free resources down below in the description, but it also talks about how to contact me if you are just tired, you're not sure the next step, you want an actual human to talk to and fix this in the next 5 days, then this is your chance to get the support that you're looking for, because everything that I mentioned can easily and quickly be fixed, but you just need the right plan for your baby in order to do so. So if your child is between the ages of 3 months and 9, 10 months and really struggling with this is the time to address it. I cannot wait to help you move past waking up every 2 hours to get a solid 9+ hour stretch of sleep in the next 5 days. So if you were looking for that, all you have to do is comment help below and we will connect and get you the sleep that your family deserves. I can't wait to see you in my next video.